When a show has 20 seasons and counting, you just know the fanbase is dedicated like no other. That's NCIS for you. It hit the world back in 2009, and as of 2022, it's still going strong. With a run like that, it's guaranteed that characters will come and go. In this video, we'll be telling you all about the NCIS characters fans want to see more of on screen. Let's jump in. First up, the one and only McGee. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been specializing in cybercrime security since before season 1, and you'd be lying if you said he's not super likable. From being a side character in the first season to a full-blown part of the main cast, fans do think he doesn't get as much screen time as he deserves. A Reddit discussion led to a lot of fans expressing their feelings about McGee. Many of them think that Agent McGee is a fantastic character, but he gets overlooked a lot as part of the MCRT. The other series regulars like Agent Parker overshadow him a bit. No offense to him though, it's just that we all want to see more of Timothy's snarky humor and crime smarts. Another fan says that even though he's been on the show for so long, he's still swept to the side because maybe fans prefer other characters over him. With a show like NCIS giving us so many amazing storylines, it can get hard to do each one justice. They fully recognize that the writer's room isn't an easy place to be, but hey, he is a senior agent, you gotta give him his flowers. Next, there's Delilah. It's not just the old-time regulars, but newer characters have managed to capture our hearts too. One of them is old Delilah McGee, who was introduced in season 11. Other than rooting for her relationship with Timothy McGee, she's a very strong character on her own. In another Reddit thread, a fan counted the times we've seen her on screen. She's not part of the main cast, but she does play a recurring role. According to a fan, she's the whole package. She's good friends with Abby, Ellie, and the Man of Honor Gibbs, so why don't we see her more often? The count just goes up to 17 episodes. There are more than 400 episodes of this show, yet Delilah only appears in 17 of them. The ones she has been in have been very memorable and entertaining for a lot of people. That's pretty tragic for a well-rounded character, don't you think? Seeing her chemistry with McGee is also a huge factor in her reputation. Both of them are so different from each other, yet they work so well as partners in busting crime. Not to mention their steamy romance, which takes the edge off of an otherwise pretty intense show. A Reddit user expressed how she loved their storyline with McGee's mother-in-law, and it's just absurd that they don't give her more screen time. Well, fans don't need to worry too much about that. The showrunner Steve Binder has confirmed that we're going to see much more of her in the upcoming 20th season. We'll even get a whole episode based on her character. Yay! And now, Sean Murray's thought on McGee. Of course you'd root for the character you play, especially if it's on a show like NCIS. Sean Murray has also revealed that he wants more of McGee in front of the camera. With the fact that he got his own backstory, fans feel like they fleshed out his role really well. We just need to see more of him. Murray is totally on board with this, let's say that. In an interview with Cinema Blend, he dished out how happy he was with his origin story. Back in season 16, he had a whole episode to himself, dedicated to his memories of high school flooding back. He had to investigate a murder at his old high school campus, and there's nothing like a murder to bring back hidden memory. This is one of the episodes that fans discussed on Reddit, and they really want to see more like this one. They feel like he balances out the tone between dark and humorous really well, and that's something a crime-heavy show needs. He said that it was absolutely exciting to get to know about McGee's past. Seeing a younger Timothy navigating high school and all of the awkwardness that comes with it, chef's kiss. It's just so interesting to see how a person's past shapes him, and Murray recognizes this. He even has been described the experience as thrilling. He also praised the writers for whipping up such an amazing script, and he went in head first. Murray really puts his heart into the role, and that's part of why fans just need to see more of him. Margot Harshman, who plays Delilah, does the same thing. Another user pointed out how the two of the best actors don't get the screen time they deserve, and a barrage of people agreed with their comment. Fans are pretty excited to see what the writers do with season 20, and many are hoping that we get a big McGee arc. It's only fair, y'all. There's so much room. What with 400+ episodes, they can definitely expand on Agent McGee's role. He's the only agent with an extensive history. We saw him go from an inexperienced newbie to a fully fledged senior agent. Here's to hoping we get more of him from here on out. Here's some more NCIS news you might have missed out on. First off, more details on NCIS Los Angeles Season 14. The previous season did end on a happy note, and we couldn't be happier about it. That being said, NCIS LA has a lot to build upon in the next one, so hang on to your seats, folks. It'll premiere on October 9th of this year. We've all noticed how Hetty hasn't been around recently because of her mission in Syria. Well, good news, guys, she's coming back in Season 14. Scott Gemmell, the producer, confirmed that she's gonna be back in the flesh, fresh from her mission. The plan was to have her disappear in the 13th season and then bring her back with an important reveal. We'll finally get to see if the Pentagon traitor will be brought to justice and everything else Hetty experienced back in Syria. This doesn't mean Admiral Kilbride will leave either. Gemmell was very adamant about keeping him around. Apparently, it was very difficult to get Gerald McRaney on the show. He kept bugging CBS to let him hire Gerald, and they reluctantly agreed. Whatever goes on in the showroom stays there, but he pulled some strings and got his way. He's not getting rid of him anytime soon. Next up, Wilmer Valderrama poses a fun video for Season 20. Every other installment of the show is getting renewed, but we can't forget the flagship show. It's where it all started. Filming has started, and the cast and crew couldn't be more excited. It's very evident from the video Valderrama posted on his Instagram with his co-stars. Brian Deitzen comments that they're bringing the smoke in this one. We can expect things we've never seen before on NCIS, and if that doesn't excite you, we don't know what will. Deonna Reasonover is all smiles as she says that they've a huge surprise planned for us. The cast points at the set behind them, which is a board for the most wanted. We don't know how big of a hint this is because there's no name we can see under the pictures. But hey, the cast is back on set and more ready than ever. Deitzen even teased that we'll get a new romance on screen, and fans are speculating it's Jimmy and Knight pairing. Oh well, lots to look forward to. And finally, Polly Peretti talks about her plants. The longevity of this show really is something to be studied. Retired actors like the amazing Polly Peretti still have a huge following from NCIS fans, and they offer her support whenever she needs it on Twitter. Recently, she revealed a disaster that struck her plants on social media. Gardening is one of her hobbies after she left the acting world for good, so this was really a big blow. We're all no strangers to the immense heat wave this year. No matter where you are in the world, it's getting too hot to live. This is affecting Peretti too, as she posted a picture showing her plants all burned up from this heat. She's been enjoying her time away from the screen with crafts, baking, and gardening. It's always good to practice self-care, but some larger world situations can get in the way of that. Be it COVID or a huge heat wave, it struck Los Angeles, and no one's garden remains safe. She still keeps it hopeful, showing a little tendril that managed to survive. Peretti's trying her best to salvage what's left of her veggie garden, and let's hope it stays fresh and flowering forevermore. Most of her food-bearing plants weren't left unscathed, but it's okay. She's planning to replant them and take extra precautions because of the heat. Well, that's all for this video. Which NCIS character do you think deserves more screen time? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next video.